Chinese widow and her children had nowhere to go on Christmas, until a rancher opened his home and his heart. Snow fell quietly from the dark winter sky, covering the ground like a cold white blanket. The night was silent, broken only by the sound of wind moving through the trees. Outside a small wooden ranch house stood Mei Lin, a Chinese widow, with her 3 young daughters pressed close to her side. Their clothes were thin and torn, their shoes soaked from the snow, and their faces showed fear mixed with fading hope. Christmas night had come, but for Mei Lin and her children, there was no warmth, no celebration, only uncertainty. Mei Lin had lost her husband 2 years earlier in a tragic work accident while he was helping build a railway line. After his death, everything slowly fell apart. Without family or savings, she struggled to feed her children. Winter was cruel, and this night felt colder than all the others. She had knocked on many doors, but most remained closed. Her daughters, Lian, Shu, and the youngest, Mei Mei, stood quietly in a line beside her. Snow gathered on their dark hair. Mei Mei's small fingers clutched her mother's sleeve. "Mother," she whispered, her voice shaking, "is Christmas only for other people?" Mei Lin swallowed hard and forced a gentle smile. "Christmas is about kindness," she said softly. "Sometimes it comes late, but it comes." At that moment, the wooden door in front of them slowly opened. A tall man stepped out, wearing a worn cowboy hat and a red flannel jacket. His name was Jacob Miller, a rancher who lived alone on the edge of town. He had no wife, no children, and little reason to celebrate Christmas. For him, it was usually just another long, lonely night. He stopped when he saw them. "What are you doing out here in this weather?" he asked. His voice was firm, but not unkind. Mei Lin lowered her eyes. "Sir, I'm sorry to bother you. We don't need much. Just a place to stay until morning. Then we'll leave." Jacob looked at the children. Their cheeks were red from the cold, their hands trembling. Something tightened in his chest. He had once had a family of his own, long gone now, taken by illness and time. He felt the old ache rise again. Behind him, warm light spilled from the open door. The smell of firewood and soup drifted into the freezing air. After a long pause, Jacob spoke the words that would change everything. "Come inside." Mei Lin looked up, shocked. "Sir, are you sure?" Jacob nodded. "It's Christmas. No one should be outside tonight." Inside, the house was small but warm. A fire burned in the fireplace, filling the room with comfort. Jacob set bowls of hot soup on the table without saying much. The children stared at the food as if it were a miracle. Mei Mei took her first spoonful and her eyes filled with tears. "It's warm," she whispered. Mei Lin turned away, unable to stop herself from crying. For the first time in months, her children were safe. Later that night, Jacob brought out an old Christmas tree from storage. It was crooked and missing branches, but the girls were excited. Together, they made paper decorations and hung them carefully. Laughter filled the house. Something Jacob hadn't heard within those walls for many years. As they sat near the fire, Jacob finally spoke. "I lost my family a long time ago," he said quietly. "I stopped believing Christmas meant anything." Mei Lin looked at him with gratitude. "Tonight, you gave us more than shelter," she said. "You gave us hope." Jacob smiled faintly. "Maybe you gave me something too." When morning came, the snow had slowed. Mei Lin packed their few belongings and prepared to leave. She did not want to be a burden. "We can go now," she said softly. "You've already done so much." Jacob shook his head. "No. Stay. Until you find work. Until you're back on your feet." Mei Lin stared at him, overwhelmed. "Why would you help strangers like us?" Jacob looked at the children gathered around the fire. "Because once, I needed help too, and someone opened a door for me." That Christmas did more than save a family from the cold. It healed a lonely man. It created a home where there was none. And it reminded everyone involved that sometimes, the greatest gift of all is kindness. That night, a door opened, but more importantly, a heart did.